Kisses and Hugs Club today for singles and couples. Episode 44. Discover the secret sauce Apostle Arome's 14 keys to lasting marriage. This is put together by your favorite relationship and marriage counselor and therapist, Pastor Dunamis Okunowo. Dive into the profound insights shared by Apostle Arome as he unveils the 14 keys to achieving a lasting marriage. Don't miss out on this invaluable episode of Kisses and Hugs Club, where lasting happiness in marriage is within reach. Call your loved ones or send the video to them. Finding agreement in marriage. Marriage was designed by God to be a covenant of exclusivity and intimacy between a man and a woman. However, many couples struggle to find agreement and live in peace. In this article, we will discuss the root causes of unfaithfulness in a marriage based on the message shared by Apostle Arome. By understanding these causes and applying the biblical principles outlined, couples can build a strong foundation for an enduring marriage of agreement. What are the causes of unfaithfulness in marriage? 1. Soul ties and their implication. According to Apostle Arome, soul ties are spiritual connections formed when a person becomes intimate with another person through sexual relations or prolonged emotional attachment. Apostle Arome shares that soul ties act as pathways that allow demons to traffic between people and oppress or manipulate them. A common way soul ties are formed is through premarital sexual relationships. The pastor explained that these relationships leave a person in a vicious circle of connection to former partners that can negatively impact their current marriage. Demons and spiritual problems can be transferred through this soul tie highways. 2. Lack of a regulator in marriage. Apostle Arome used the analogy of an electric fan without a thermostat to illustrate what happens when a marriage lacks a regulator. Just as an uncontrolled fan could cause harm, an unregulated marriage where both partners do not submit to God's authority is at risk of crashing. When unbelievers marry without acknowledging God, there is no spiritual regulator to keep the relationship balanced. While they may live together, they are truly just cohabiting rather than in a covenant marriage as designed by God. This leaves the relationship vulnerable to demonic interference through unaddressed soul ties and other openings. How do you prevent unfaithfulness? The first way to prevent unfaithfulness is committing to God's regulations for marriage. For a marriage to be protected from unfaithfulness, both partners must commit their relationship fully to God as the supreme authority and regulator. They should see marriage as a blood covenant instituted by God, not just a legal contract. By willingly submitting to God's regulations on marriage in the Bible, such as mutual exclusivity and intimacy only with each other, couples place themselves under God's covering and protection. 4. Another way to prevent unfaithfulness is accountability and transparency with each other. The pastor emphasized the importance of accountability between spouses. If one feels attracted to someone else, they should openly tell their partner instead of hiding it. Regular communication and transparency about thoughts and feelings can help address issues before they escalate. It also prevents the devil from taking advantage of cracks in the relationship. 5. Another way to prevent unfaithfulness is working through misunderstandings with understanding. The testimony shared revealed how a disagreement led to a loss of attraction between the couple. Apostle Arome counseled resolving issues through understanding instead of driving one spouse away. During challenging times like pregnancy, husbands must learn their wife's changing needs with patience, with open communication, and a willingness to understand each other. Misunderstandings need not lead to unfaithfulness. 6. Another way to prevent unfaithfulness is identifying and breaking soul ties. Apostle Arome emphasized that deliverance must be deliberately sought to break soul ties formed in the past through premarital relationships. One must write down the names of all former sexual partners and repent fully of those acts. Breaking the associated soul ties requires calling on God to sever the spiritual connections. Another way to prevent unfaithfulness is fasting and prayer for complete deliverance. Complete deliverance from past soul ties and their effects may require an extended period of fasting and prayer. Apostle Arome noted, it can can take up to 9 months of consistently rejecting demonic suggestions and images that surfaced, but with persistence, one can be fully freed from the oppression of the past through God's power. The fast also helps destroy appetites of the flesh that open doors to unfaithfulness. We will stop here today and continue with part 2 tomorrow.
Do you want more? Read the full blog by clicking on the link in bio or description to navigate to the devotionals, or go to www.kissasandhugs.org. Watch full video on youtube.com/@PastorDunamis. For one-on-one therapy, counseling, or an intervention in your marriage or relationship, go to bit.ly/therapy needed. To get courses for singles and couples, go to bit.ly/course. To partner with us, go to www.kissasandhugs.org/give.